So my name's Mark. I am studying diagnostic radiography, and I'm in my third year now. So prior to joining the diagnostic radiography course, I was a registered nurse. I'm still a registered nurse with the NMC. So I was a full-time worker, on call, working on departments, and I quit my job to come back to university to study diagnostic radiography. So I'd worked in healthcare for 10 years. I knew I wanted to do this specialty. I knew I wanted to do this course. And I came back and I found it so difficult. And I couldn't really understand why I was finding it difficult. And I thought, when I did my nursing degree, I was young, I was doing a part-time job, it was just the stress of that. But I'm older now, I'm mature age, I know what I want, I know how to study, I've passed a degree before. Why can't I sit still and sit down and do the work? And so through the university, I went and got some accommodations and some assessments, and I found that I was an adult ADHD, and that I don't present as everyone else. And I've learnt a lot in the time that I've been doing my degree, and the university network has been really supportive in that. So it was just a discussion with the academic team going, what are your struggles? Have you received support? So then I was able to go to the accommodations team and say, I need to get a deferral for this assignment. I can do the assignment, I just haven't done it. And we discussed it. And then they said, well, have you considered getting additional support and getting extensions on your assignments? Or shorter deadlines, so making sure that you have to hand in parts before they're due so that it's done correctly. And so the university has the personal academic coach, the accommodations team, so any accommodations that people are getting in college or have in the workplace, they can be accommodated at the university. And then they have a mental health support app so that you can log in and do things like sleeping and financing and budgeting and help you maintain your mental health through your course. I haven't really followed up with a diagnosis because it was midway through first year and then second year. And part of being ADHD is you're like, oh, that's fine. I'm coping. I don't need that support. So I've actually only used the accommodations in the course. But I was told that I could then use the university to get a formal assessment. The library and learning services, I use them to break down my assignments. So I don't have a shortened time for my assignment, but what I can do is I can say, right, I'm going to have this much ready, or I'm going to have my references ready, and I book in with the academic support team. So then I have a booking and an appointment and a time where I have to produce something. And that puts the pressure on before my actual assignment goes to academic staff. And so that's been really helpful and is one of the strategies that I use to do assignment completion and get through the course. If you were in a university course and you found that you were struggling, and then really know yourself, like do some personality tests, understand what gives you energy and what takes energy away from you. So I like a changing environment, and a lot of people find that challenging. So I know that I want to work somewhere diagnostically that's for constantly changing. I don't deal well with unorganized chaos, so I don't like going to A&E for radiography, but I love doing continuous diagnostic assessments. And then other people will learn that they like 20-minute CT procedures and 40-minute MRI procedures, or they transfer from diagnostic to therapeutic because they get more patient engagement, a slower pace, but a more engaged atmosphere. So I know that I like the constantly changing environment, but knowing yourself is the most important thing about coming to university. And then the second would be gaining the supports, speaking to people, not withdrawing and thinking you can make it by yourself, knowing that there are support networks out there. So the hardest thing about having an ADHD diagnosis for me was this fear of inadequacy. So I've made it this far, mature age, and it shouldn't be that difficult. And then trying to articulate what those difficulties are, knowing that you can reach out for that support and people will understand, and you're not a failure for it. As a radiographer or any healthcare worker, you're going to be teaching upcoming students, and having had that experience of being able to support others and understand different forms of learning has, I think, will really benefit. And then because I've had to advocate for myself, I can now advocate for others. If you've been exposed to that and know that, then you'll look for it in the future and you'll pick up the new ways of getting support, and as things change, you'll be on top of that change.